Yeah. And this is our Thursday video, and we're back again with Glenn, Josh and Catherine from the Order Malta here in Bray. And we're on our fourth video of the week, and we're hoping you're learning some new bits and pieces about how to look after yourself and your mates and how to keep safe, not only during the summer months, but keep safe in general if you're out and about. These two guys can happen anywhere, so not only on nights out, but they can happen in your household in general. The first one is choking, and we've seen many cases where somebody swallows something and you start choking 9 times out of 10, it comes back out and you're fine. But for that one time where it doesn't come back out and it kind of lapses into an emergency situation, how do we handle it? I know Josh, you're kitted up over there for our demonstration. But first things first, someone's choking.
So if somebody can speak,
yeah,
they're breathing and can cough, because obviously if you've got something in your throat, the tendency is to try and cough it out. So if they can, encourage that person to keep coughing, and also just watch that the whatever the object is, it comes back out. But just keep encouraging to cough. It's when the person will tend to do the universal sign of choking, which is the two hands, and you know by looking at them this person's in trouble. They can't. When you ask them are you choked, they can't speak. You've got to act quickly here. This is a very serious situation to find yourself in. So we have a choking device here just to show the actions required now.
The do's and don'ts, should you ever reach into someone's mouth and try and pull out whatever's in there?
No, because then if they're conscious and can speak, they can cough it out, so don't go.
Yeah.
But if somebody has collapsed because of choking, yes, obviously you've got to open the airway. If you can see it clearly, yes, take it out, but do not go in at what's called a blind sweep, going in poking around, because that can make
actually knock it down further, dislodge it and knock it down further down the airway. Yeah, again, I would imagine a very scary situation to come across, and I wouldn't say it ever gets easier for you guys either coming across situations like that. But do you want to demonstrate for us, Catherine, there?
Yeah,
and Josh, and we'll just go through the steps. Yeah.
So you've come into a situation where you can see that this person's distressed, they're holding their hands up to their throat. I'm going to come over to Josh and ask him, are you choking? Can you speak? So we know he's not speaking, he seems to be in difficulty. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put my foot forward here to support him, my hand here at the front, and I'm going to slap between the shoulder blades, good and hard, 5 times. Keep checking all the time. 2, nothing. 3, nothing. 4, nothing. 5, nothing.
And how hard can you damage the upper back by that? You can just
it's
safe place to...
It's between the shoulder blades.
So
use
it's
the heel of the hand, up and up 5 times. Okay? So nothing, keep checking all the time, so nothing has come out. I'm now going to go around and do what's called abdominal thrust. So placing a clenched fist, find where the belly button is or the belt line, get the other hand, bring it across.
So it's your thumb going in like that, and you're just literally...
And literally, I'm going to push in and up very hard.
And that's dislodged.
And again, I keep checking.
Yeah.
Now the reason for doing this stance, Joshua could go unconscious and collapse. So I'm now in a position I can bring him
to the floor safely.
You then go to CPR because that person's stuck.
Yeah, and do you repeat that cycle if the object
keep
hasn't been dislodged?
Exactly, keep doing it.
So it's 5 back
5 back slaps, 5 abdominal thrusts.
Yeah. If that goes in, and it's in and up again at the back, is it?
Yes, in and up,
Gotcha.
Maybe if I show it that way you can see the video better. Okay, so just lean forward for me please. So 1, 2, 3, checking all the time, 4, 5, nothing.
You're looking down. As Catherine says, generally a safe place to slap because there's no organs there, there's no vital organs.
And the important thing is, when the item has been dislodged, has come back up, it's important that they go and seek medical attention, just in case. Because you've been
pounding at the back and your ribs are there as well.
You can only advise, but it is recommended, isn't it?
Absolutely. If the item doesn't become dislodged and Josh does end up...
He collapses.
Collapsing?
Obviously he can't breathe, he has stopped breathing.
Okay.
We've got to commence CPR.
So we're going into CPR and that's tomorrow's video. But before we go into tomorrow's video, we're going to cover burns, which I think again is a very common thing. And you don't have to be on a night out for a burn to happen. It could easily happen to your mum, dad, God forbid yourself in your house with a cup of tea or a cup of tea before you put the milk in, and you spill tea over yourself, and somebody is suffering with burns. Glenn, where do we go or what do we do?
Well, the first thing that we need to do is cool the burn down. So for ourselves, it's just, and for anyone else, it's just 15 minutes of running the cold tap onto it. If you've no tap, and try and fill a basin full of water and just keep that hand or wherever the burn is submerged for about 15 minutes. If we're talking a larger burn on the back, on the chest or something like that, in a cold shower, just get a towel, soak it in cold water, just anything we can do to cool that burn down.
So that's the most important thing with a burn. You just need to cool the burn down. And remember that, I guess 15 minutes under a cold tap is the first thing. If it's leg, hand, or even face, I guess, is it?
Yeah, just anywhere, that's important. Like, we do have some other equipment that we carry ourselves for burns. Now you might see them in like some places, they have little burn kits on the wall, or you might find like some burn gel in a first aid box. So what we got here, this is burns gel. So this is just kind of like water mixed in with some chemicals, and what we do here, so if you've got a burn on the hand, is just we pour this over there, and that's going to help. So we don't need to keep the hand under the water for the whole time. We do want to do that initially, but if we've got this to hand, let's just put that on then afterwards, and that will hopefully take the heat out of the burn.
When you've done that, Glenn, do you bandage the burn?
Yeah, you can bandage the burn because you are trying to keep it like safe and clean as well. So like there's other kits in here that have like little dressings in them.
Yeah.
So something like that, it's kind of soaked in the same stuff as the burn gel. We place that on the hand.
I was going to say, do you have to put a specific pad over? Because I would imagine trying to pull a bandage off a burn is the agony. So
well, that's the thing as well, and like initially we as well, for if we got a burn on the hand or something like that, we want to remove any jewellery before swelling, of course, or if there's burn through clothing, we want to try and get the clothes off unless it's charred through the skin, where we just kind of leave it alone. So we kind of just want a nice clean area, and then to be able to cool the burn down that way. So so the burn dressing, we put a little pad on like that. And we put a little bandage over as well, and that will keep it clean as well as taking the heat out of the burn constantly.
And if you don't have those instruments, you just literally tap and you just keep that burn as cool as you possibly can.
If you're by the seat, put your hand in the seat, if that's all you have.
Any other advice for burns, Glenn? Is there any specific burns we should be aware of or anything?
For most kids, it's a big thing. They're high risk of getting a burn because they're running around the kitchen area or something like that and pulling down some hot water on themselves. They have to go to hospital anyway, and the larger the burn, the more serious it is, and the different types of depths of burns as well. So if we've got like a little sunburn, we call that just a superficial burn. Then we've got larger ones like blisters, until we've got the high level ones, which are like 3rd-degree burns or full thickness burns, which is just charring of the skin. Anything like that needs to go to hospital, because you're talking possible plastic surgery there or something like that.
And I didn't have it on my list, so I don't want to put you on the spot, but a burn, I would imagine, can lead to shock.
Yeah.
And can we just go through that real quick? Just treatment for shock?
Treatment for shock, it would be the exact same as we do for a bleed, and that would be simply just laying somebody down on the ground, raising their legs up in a chair, or sofa, just anything like that.
And that's so the blood is the fall back down.
Yeah, to the body, and keeping them warm as well with a blanket on the ground.
Brilliant, really good advice there, and two really common problems I guess that you guys see as well. I would imagine and can happen, but you don't have to be in a night out for somebody to start choking, or for somebody to pick up a burn. So great advice there again. If you have any questions on these guys, please drop us a mail or call into us at the centre. We might not have the answers, but we can definitely get in touch with the guys again, or if there's anything else you'd like to see covered on this video series. And we're already talking about Glenn, Josh and Catherine here about maybe doing some first aid training with our older teenagers and how we might do that going into September onwards, especially with our peer leader groups. So I hope you got something out of that, and tomorrow is CPR video, and we really advise you to tune in and watch that, because as we said earlier, you don't have to be an expert, but you can really save someone's life by learning a little bit about it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.